Good morning, all of you. Varun Teja, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Yeah, please say hello because I don't know whether I'm audible to you or not. So, what did we cover in the previous chapters? What was our previous lesson? What was our previous session?
Hydropower stations.
Huh? Only two.
Hydropower stations.
Only two have joined till now.
Hydroelectric power stations.
So let's wait for 2 minutes so that the rest of people will join. Ask your friends to join immediately.
Ma'am, they are having backlog.
So today there is a backlog exam.
No, ma'am, but they are taking the time for preparation, ma'am. That's why they are not attending the classes. Many of them are not attending classes, ma'am.
Yeah, many of I'm observing that because from the last class also many of you have not attended. So most of you, which subject you are
Yes, ma'am.
lagging? Which subject you are having backlog? And the third
Mostly they are.
examination and third is postponed to sixth. You all know
Yes, ma'am.
that examination earlier examination date third is postponed to sixth. Did you get that information? Backlog exam if you have any. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, today I'm going to tell about the nuclear power stations. That is the last topic in your second unit. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So another important conventional power plant is nuclear power plants. Nuclear power plants use the chemical reaction energy generated due to chemical reaction of nuclear material, and that energy of chemical reaction initially the nuclear materials undergo two reactions, that is fission and fusion. These two reactions are involved with the generation of large amount of heat energy. So that is the heat energy which is used to raise the temperature of water in the boiler, and the steam is converted into water is converted into steam. So the steam drives the turbines which are then connected to the alternators which generate AC power, which are then stepped up and transmitted to the transmission lines. So basic here in the initial input process output block diagram of any power station, the input considered is a nuclear sources of energy. So the sources of energy are basically radioactive elements like uranium, thorium, etc. So the radioactive elements. So in our country, the first nuclear power station, that is atomic power stations antam vadni, Tarapur Atomic Power Station was the first nuclear power plant in our country. The construction of the plant was started in 1962 and the plant went operational in 1969. So, Tarapur Atomic Power Station. Why it is called Atomic Power Station? Because in the nuclear reaction, usually the atoms are involved. Hence, it is called also as Atomic Power Station. So, nuclear power stations are also called as atomic power stations. And what is the generating capability of the first Indian nuclear power station is 320 megawatts power. Okay, that is the output power generated by this first atomic power station of our country. So, the Tarapur plant, this is all the additional information you can write in your answers, because whenever I'm taking revising the classes, I already told the basic concept. Now I wanted to provide some visual aids of sources so that you can be add extra elements to your answers. So you can mention in the nuclear power stations, define nuclear power stations అని క్వశ్చన్ వస్తే పవర్ స్టేషన్ డెఫినేషన్ రాసి మీరు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అంటే ఈరోజు చెప్పిన ఈ క్లాస్లో ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఇండియాలో ఫస్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయబడ్డ పవర్ స్టేషన్, న్యూక్లియర్ పవర్ స్టేషన్. సో ఇది మీరు కోట్ చేయొచ్చు మీ ఆన్సర్లో. సో అలాంటి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కోసం ఈ క్లాసెస్ని వింటే మీకు కొంచెం ఎక్స్ట్రా జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది వస్తుంది. The Tarapur plant was originally constructed by the American companies Bechtel and GE. GE means General Electric under 1963 123 agreement between India and United States and the IEAE. The Tarapur Atomic Power Station is under the control of Nuclear Power Corporation of India. దీనికి షార్ట్ కట్ ఏం పెడుతున్నాం మనం, ఎన్టీపీసీ అంటున్నాం. నేషనల్ థర్మల్, దట్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్ అగైన్. నేషనల్ థర్మల్ పవర్ కార్పొరేషన్, దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ generating the thermal power. This is NPC, Nuclear Power Corporation of India. So, what is basically a nuclear fuel? So, here the input is nuclear fuel. So, what is a nuclear fuel? It is any material that can be consumed to derive nuclear energy. So, the most common type of nuclear fuel is the fissile elements that can be made to undergo nuclear fission chain reactions in a nuclear reactor. Fissile means which can undergo a chemical reaction called as fission. Fission is breaking up of heavy nuclei into smaller nuclei. That process is called as nuclear fission reaction. So fissile materials means which can break into smaller pieces, which undergo a chain reaction. Means one piece, if it breaks into two smaller segments, then two smaller segments along with that some neutrons are generated. These neutrons again bombard the atomic material and again few more elements are produced, and this causes a chain reaction to take place. A chain reaction is a one which is initially started in a single mode, and as time passes the magnitude of the reaction increases gradually from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 4 square, like that, 8, 16, 32, like that. So this type of reaction is called as fission reaction. Since the nuclear material is involved, it is called as nuclear fission chain reactions. So the basic concept of a nuclear power station is fission. The most common nuclear fuels used are uranium 235 and plutonium 239. Not all the nuclear fuels are used in fission chain reactions. So, what materials are used to be used in nuclear material power stations are those materials which are ready to undergo fission. So, why do they undergo fission? Basically, to attain a stable configuration, unstable elements become stability by releasing of some energy possessed within them. So only such nuclear fuels can be used for this fission reaction. That is the statement means. The most common, not all the nuclear fuels are used in fission chain reaction. If an atom is already stable, stable means in the outermost orbit it has 8 electrons. That is called as, if the valency of the electrons is 8. You know what is valency, what is the outermost orbit. So in the outermost orbit, if the number of electrons are 8, then such element or such atom is said to be a stable atom. If it is less than 4, it is most unstable, and is equal to 4, that means they are inert gases. So this is how we do classification in our periodic table. When you are all aware of your chemistry subject, you will be knowing about the periodic table classification of the elements based on the valency. So like that, these materials which are unstable in nature, they undergo only fission reaction. So examples of those elements are uranium and plutonium. What are their atomic weights? 235 and 239. So when a neutron strikes an atom of uranium, the uranium splits into two lighter atoms and releases heat simultaneously. Fission of heavy elements is an exothermic reaction which can release large amounts of energy both as electromagnetic radiation and as kinetic energy of the fragments. అంటే kinetic energy of the fragments అంటే ఈ fragments అనేవి కొంచెం they possess a velocity. Whenever there is a kinetic energy, what is the equation for kinetic energy? Half mv square. What is the equation for the kinetic energy? Half మాస్ ఇంటూ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ దట్ పార్టికల్ వి స్క్వేర్. ఇది ఈక్వేషన్ విన్నారా మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా? వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఫర్ ద కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ, సుజిత్? సుజిత్,
Yes, ma'am.
హ్యావ్ యూ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ ద ఈక్వేషన్ ఫర్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ? How many material possesses two energies, right? Potential energy and kinetic energy. So what is the expression for the kinetic energy? హాఫ్ ఎంవి స్క్వేర్. మొత్తం అంత బ్లాంక్ ఫేస్ పెడతారేంటి? ఆల్మోస్ట్ మీరు ఫిజిక్స్లో చదివారు కదా ఇది. పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ ఫార్ములా
Yes,
ఏంటి?
ma'am.
అసలు బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ లేకుండా మీరు ఏం సబ్జెక్ట్ చదువుదాం అనుకుంటున్నారో నాకైతే అర్థం అవటలేదు. సో యూ షుడ్ ఆల్వేస్ హ్యావ్ రిమెంబర్ ద బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. నన్ను ఎప్పుడైనా సడన్గా ఇక్కడ అడిగినప్పుడు ఇది
M
ఇది మీకు గుర్తు రావాలి. వాట్ ఈస్ ద కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ? హాఫ్ ఎంవి స్క్వేర్. వాట్ ఈస్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ ఫార్ములా?
MGH.
ఎస్. మరి అది చెప్పు, అంతసేపు ఆలోచిస్తావేంటి? సో ఇక్కడ apart from releasing the electromagnetic radiation, they also release the kinetic energy of the fragments. So that is a nuclear fission reaction. Next, not only fission, but it also has the characteristics of chain reaction. That means a chain reaction refers to a process in which neutrons released in fission produce an additional fission in at least one further nucleus. This nucleus in turn produces neutrons and the process repeats. If the process is controlled, it is used for nuclear power. If it is uncontrolled, it is used for nuclear weapons. So, describe the operation of nuclear power plants. You have to explain all this. What is a nuclear fuel? What is the examples of nuclear fuels used? What is fission reaction? What is a chain reaction? Only మనకి fission reaction ఉంటే సరిపోదు, but that fission reaction should also be a chain reaction. Chain reaction, as I told initially, it begins with one. It expands like a atom bomb. It expands in its energy released as time passes. That is a chain reaction. So one neutron hits the nucleus of another atom. That nucleus, when it is hit, it is broken into two pieces along with a release of three more neutrons. So these three neutrons again bombard with another nucleus atom, that will create again another 3. So like that 3 neutrons will be released at every stage of bombardment. And if this process is release of neutrons is not controlled, then it results in the formation of an atom bomb. That atom bomb is called as a nuclear weapon. It is called as nuclear weapon. If the chain reaction is controlled, then that is can be used for generation of electric power. So chain reaction can be of two types: controlled type and uncontrolled type. Controlled type application is nuclear power stations. Uncontrolled application is atom bombs. So whether you want to use the nuclear energy for a constructive purpose or for a destructive purpose. So it is a two-sided sword. So it can be used either for this or for that, like that. So it is a very powerful source of energy. See here we can see. So the chain reaction is coming and it is split into smaller nuclei. So at every reaction, one neutron will split and the fission process takes place with the release of two or more neutrons plus 200 mega electron volts of the energy is released. So if it releases two more neutrons, then the number of fissions doubles at each generation. In that case, 10 generations there are how many fissions? These many fissions, and in 80 generations about so many fissions. So next comes the nuclear reactor. So it is a combination of nuclear reactor plus turbine plus electrical generator. If you combine all these three main elements, it is called as a nuclear power station. So the heart of a nuclear power station is nothing but the nuclear reactor. So where is the nuclear reactor over here? This is the nuclear reactor. So the reactor is a dome shaped construction in which the nuclear fission process
Ma'am,
takes
your voice
place.
is not clear.
Hello, is it clear?
Ma'am, your voice is not clear. No,
One second,
it's
I will
mean
share. I
sometimes
will
it's
share
not
once
coming,
again.
ma'am.
I will share once again. Now is it okay? Are you? Am
Not
I?
your screen. Your voice is not clear, ma'am.
Because it is of low poor connection, I think. But are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So screen sharing is
Yes, ma'am. We
it
can see the screen.
okay? But voice, I think because of net connection, I'm unable to audible to you. But uh,
Yes, ma'am.
but your voice is very
Ma'am, due
clear.
to rain, we are facing problems, ma'am. In morning, I am also facing same problem.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. So let us quickly complete the class.
Due to rain, it's happening, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay, ma'am.
understand. A chain reaction. Yeah, we have seen now. This is the reactor where we want to have the nuclear reaction. So, what are the main components of nuclear reactor? I will explain. So, basically, after the combustion of the nuclear reactor in the core, then the combustion generates heat energy. That heat energy is taken through the steam line to a turbine. Then, turbine is coupled to the alternator, and electrical energy is generated. So, the steam condensed is taken through the condenser and it is let out to the river. So different elements present in the nuclear reactor. First one, in the examination you will be asked of what are control rods? What is the function of control rods? Control rods are made up of material that absorbs neutrons, are inserted into the bundle using a mechanism which controls the chain reaction. ఆ పేరులోనే దాని ఫంక్షన్ ఉంది. సో డోంట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ బిట్వీన్ control rods and moderator. So control rods are essentially made up of boron, cadmium or indium. They essentially absorb the neutrons and control the chain reaction. సో మనం ఇప్పటిదాకా ఏమనుకున్నామంటే ఒక న్యూక్లియర్ రియాక్షన్ జరిగేటప్పుడు న్యూట్రాన్స్ అట్ ఎవ్రీ స్టేజ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటాయి. అవి గనక మనం కంట్రోల్లో పెట్టుకోకపోతే అది అన్‌కంట్రోల్డ్ చైన్ రియాక్షన్ అయిపోతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాము. అదే మనం కంట్రోల్ చేసుకుంటే న్యూక్లియర్ పవర్‌ని జనరేట్ చేయొచ్చు అనుకున్నాము. ఆ కంట్రోల్ ఎలా చేయాలి? ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారు అంటే, we insert certain rods into the nuclear reactor. That rods are called as, because they are doing the job of controlling, they are called as control rods, which are made up of these materials boron, cadmium and indium, and their purpose is to absorb the neutrons present released in the chain reaction. How can they absorb? Once the rods are lowered into the reactor, అంటే రాడ్స్ని లోపలికి పంపించినప్పుడు అవి అబ్జార్బ్ చేస్తాయి. మనం కంట్రోల్ అక్కర్లేదు అనుకున్నప్పుడు రాడ్స్ని లిఫ్ట్ చేయాలి పైకి. సో ఈ లిఫ్టింగ్ అండ్ lowering of the control rods will control the amount of neutrons present in the nuclear reactor. Hence, accordingly, the power generated can also be controlled, because when the neutrons are controlled, obviously the chain reaction is controlled. Hence, desired output can be produced. So, if you want to have use of 100 megawatts, you want to produce more energy. More energy means you have to lift the rods up. So if you want to produce less energy means you have to push the rods inside so that they will absorb the neutrons and the amount of reaction reduces, thereby the energy released reduces, thereby the output generated also reduces. So that is how the functioning of control rods. Steam generator. Steam generators are heat exchangers. These are there to convert water into steam from heat produced in the nuclear reactor core. Either ordinary water or heavy water can be used as the coolant. Steam turbine. We know the function of steam turbine. It converts kinetic energy, thermal energy from pressurized steam and converts into mechanical energy. Coolant pump. Feed pump. These are all the auxiliary components present in the nuclear power station. Condenser. This is also an auxiliary equipment. Cooling tower. These are all like a thermal power station లో మనం ఏవైతే డెఫినేషన్స్ ఇచ్చుకున్నామో ఇక్కడ కూడా అవే డెఫినేషన్స్ హోల్డ్స్ గుడ్. Then what are the advantages of nuclear power plants? So first advantage is using a small quantity of uranium, you can generate a very large quantity of power. Nuclear power plants does emit relatively low amounts of carbon dioxide. The emissions of gases and therefore the contribution of nuclear power plants to global warming is very relatively less. This technology is readily available. It does not have to be developed first. It is possible to generate high amount of electric energy in one single plant. Now, what are the disadvantages? If it is not controlled, it may result into an atom bomb. And the problem of any disposable radioactive materials is also very difficult to complex because they cannot be disposed anywhere. When they are disposed in the densely populated areas, it causes problem. It is technically impossible to build a plant with 100% security. Leakage of radiations కూడా ఉంటాయి. The energy source for the nuclear energy is uranium. Uranium is a scarce resource and its cost of resource is very high compared to your thermal and hydel power plants. So, because uranium is scarcely available, its mining is also very costly. Its cost is very high. Its handling of uranium is also very difficult because it is a radioactive element. It should be handled with a controlled care because otherwise it may go under two reactions, so either nuclear fission or fusion. It may break into smaller nuclei or it may unite into heavier nuclei. So, nuclear power plants as well as nuclear waste could be preferred targets for the terrorist attacks. During the operation of nuclear power plants, radioactive waste is produced, which in turn can be used for the production of nuclear weapons. So, nuclear power is the fourth largest source of electricity in our country after thermal, hydroelectric, and renewable sources of electricity. So, India's nuclear power industry is undergoing rapid expansion with the plans to increase nuclear power output to how much? 64,000 megawatts by the year 2032. The country is involved in the development of nuclear fission fusion reactors through its participation in the ITER projects and is a global leader in the development of thorium based fast breeder reactors. So, what is the present scenario of our country? So, what is ITER projects? ITER projects means International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. So, this is one of the major upcoming resource project where you want to combine both thermo and nuclear energies. It is a collaboration of 35 nations launched, and this project has been launched in 1985. It is a global project. ITER project is a global project. So, by the year 232, the plans of our country is to increase the nuclear power industry by 64,000 megawatts, and the country is involved in the development of nuclear fusion reactors through its participation in the ITER projects. ITER projects are those which are named as International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. So, nearly 35 nations are involved in this project, and the members are like India, Japan, Korea, China, etc. So they wanted to produce the boundless energy that fuels the sun and the stars. Even sun and stars, if you want to give the energy, that much energy has to be generated. So that is the expectation of this project. So apart from this, I want to show one more small slide on the atomic energy. So same again, nuclear reactions. See here, you can clearly see how the fission reaction is taking place from uranium to barium and krypton to smaller nuclei and production of three neutrons. So these three neutrons move with a very high speed, and the speed is controlled by using an element called as moderator. So what is the difference between moderator and control rods? Sujit, what is the difference between moderator and control rods? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between moderator and control rods? తెలుసా తెలీదా?
We know, ma'am.
Then tell me no. What is the function of moderator? Hmm? ఒక ఆన్సర్ ఇవ్వడానికి ఎంతసేపు తీసుకుంటారమ్మా? మీకు ఎగ్జామ్ టైం సరిపోవాలా వద్దా? ఇంతింతసేపు ఆలోచిస్తే ఎలా? కంట్రోల్ రాడ్ ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటి సుజిత్? టైం లేదు ఇంకా, తొందరగా చెప్పు.
Ma'am, it will control the electrons, ma'am, after bombarding,
అమ్మా కంట్రోల్స్
so that it
ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్
can become
కాదమ్మా, ఇక్కడ ఏం కనబడుతున్నాయి? ఎన్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఎన్ అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ?
neutron.
మరి నువ్వు కంట్రోల్స్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అంటావేంటి? ఆటంలో ఎన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి? ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్, ప్రోటాన్స్ అండ్ న్యూట్రాన్స్ 3 ఉంటాయా ఉండవా?
Yes, ma'am.
సో మరి కంట్రోల్ రాడ్ కంట్రోల్స్ ద న్యూట్రాన్స్ అమ్మా, నాట్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్. సో ఈచ్ ఫిజన్లో
Yes, ma'am.
ఒక రియాక్షన్ జరిగినప్పుడు 3 న్యూట్రాన్స్ లిబరేట్ అవుతున్నాయి కదా, ఈ 3 న్యూట్రాన్స్ కూడా స్పీడ్గా మూవ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. సో ఆ స్పీడ్ని కంట్రోల్ చేస్తే ఇంకో దాన్ని వెళ్ళి టచ్ చేయదు కదా, బంబార్డ్ చేయదు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as bombarding. When you control the speed, it will not bombard with the neighboring atoms. If it is not bombarding, then energy released is less. So when the fast speed ఉన్నప్పుడు, if the speed is controlled, that is called as moderator. But amount of increasing or reducing the number of neutrons is done by control rods. So this is a fission reaction. It is a fusion reaction. Fusion we are not going to use in at present. Here this also can be used. ఇందాక ఐటర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ అని చెప్పాను కదా, ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్లో ఫ్యూజన్ రియాక్షన్ని కూడా వాడి ఎనర్జీ జనరేట్ చేయాలని ఇంకా అన్ని దేశాలు, ఒక 32 దేశాలు, దే ఆర్ ట్రయింగ్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్ ద ఎనర్జీ బై యూజింగ్ ఫ్యూజన్ రియాక్షన్స్. దట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఐటర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్. సో ఇవన్నీ మన న్యూక్లియర్ రియాక్టర్లో ఉండే పార్ట్స్. సో అందులో మెయిన్గా మనం నేర్చుకోవాల్సింది మోడరేటర్, ఎగ్జామ్లో వచ్చేది కంట్రోల్ రాడ్స్. ఈ రెండిటికి మధ్యలో డిఫరెన్స్ అర్థం కాకపోతే అనవసరంగా మార్క్స్ లూజ్ అవుతారు. కాబట్టి యూ బెటర్ అండర్స్టాండ్ మోడరేటర్ అండ్ కంట్రోల్ రాడ్. యాజ్ ద నేమ్ సజెస్ట్, కంట్రోల్ రాడ్ కంట్రోల్స్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రాన్స్ ఇన్ ద న్యూక్లియర్ రియాక్టర్. మోడరేటర్ కంట్రోల్స్ ద స్పీడ్ ఆఫ్ ద న్యూట్రాన్స్. రెండు న్యూట్రాన్సే, మళ్ళీ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అని అనొద్దు ఇంకోసారి. అర్థమైందా వరుణ్ తేజ?
Yes, ma'am.
మోడరేటర్ అంటే ఏం చేస్తుంది? దీని ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటి? మోడరేటర్ ఫంక్షన్ ఎవరో ఒకరు చెప్పండి అమ్మా. మోడరేటర్ ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటిది?
Ma'am, it will control speed
ఆఫ్
of the
వాట్?
neutron.
ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రాన్. కంప్లీట్ చేయి సెంటెన్స్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. మోడరేటర్గా దేన్ని వాడచ్చు మనం? హెవీ వాటర్. కంట్రోల్ రాడ్స్గా వేటిని వాడచ్చు? కాడ్మియం. Control rod absorbs or releases the neutrons. Reflector, it reflects the escaping neutrons from the nuclear reactor. These are the main 4: nuclear fuel, moderator, controller and reflector. These are all additional components. So the slow neutrons, fast moving neutrons are less effective for bombarding, hence the speed should be controlled. So materials used are graphite and heavy water. Beryllium are used as moderator. Please note down this: graphite, heavy water and beryllium. for moderator. Control rods. Control rods materials are cadmium and boron. ఇక్కడ ఉంది చూడండి, కాడ్మియం అండ్ బోరాన్. వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నేను 100 సార్లు చెప్తున్నా, ఎగ్జామ్లో ఇది వస్తుంది. 1 మార్క్ క్వశ్చన్లో రావచ్చు, 3 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్లో కూడా రావచ్చు. రియాక్టర్ వెజల్ అంటే మెయిన్ డోమ్ అనమాట. న్యూక్లియర్ రియాక్టర్ ఈజ్ అ రియాక్టర్ వెజల్. సో షీల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ డన్ బికాస్ టు అవాయిడ్ ఎనీ రేడియేషన్ టు ది అట్మాస్ఫియర్. అంటే బయటికి ఏమీ రేడియేషన్స్ వెళ్లకుండా మొత్తం డోమ్ అంతా కూడా ప్రాపర్ షీల్డింగ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ బయాలజికల్ షీల్డింగ్. కూలెంట్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్టర్స్. Various constructional designs are there for the nuclear reactor: boiling water reactor, pressurized water reactor, like that. సో ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదా, తారాపూర్ పవర్ స్టేషన్ అండ్ రాణా ప్రతాప్ సాగర్ న్యూక్లియర్ స్టేషన్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ రాజస్థాన్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ గుజరాత్ అండ్ మహారాష్ట్ర. So different power plants in our country. Okay. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I will stop the class here. In the next class tomorrow, I will be starting AC/DC transmissions comparisons. So please go through that once and come to the class. And ask remaining students also to join. Okay? Yeah, thank you all.